All right. Are we too old to play video games? The answer is fuck no. There, that's simple. We don't even have to.
Moving on.
We don't even have to discuss this. Welcome, everybody, to Respawn Please, the weekly video game podcast where two friends come together to talk all things video games. And I'm your host, Jesus, and with me, as always, is L. How the heck you doing, you son of a lovely mother?
I'm doing well. Glad to be here. I'm excited to be on another episode here. Of course, have another one with you. But no, I'm doing great. I've had a very busy day, but other than that, I'm excited here to talk about all things video games. How are you? I'm
good. It's been a interesting past week for me. Last week, our Saint Bernard passed away. I think we didn't do a podcast last week, did we? No, we didn't.
No.
Yeah. So my Saint Bernard passed away last week. She was 8 years old. And then my mom, in her grief, adopted another dog like on Sunday. And so we've had a puppy, a 10-week-old Sheltie, running around the house, causing chaos, causing mischief. She's adorable as all hell. I've shown you pictures.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll show pictures on the podcast sometime. Not today, though. Just because I don't have any pictures right now. But she's adorable as all hell. Her name's Gwen. But yeah, she went to the vet today. She's super healthy.
Nice.
The vet was like, the vet people were enamored by her. They loved her because she's an adorable little shit.
Nice.
She learned how to go up and down the stairs today. And she zooms. She's like smaller than like a stair, but she's just like zooming up and down. Like it's like, holy crap, this dog. She's too smart for her own good already.
Hilarious. Nice.
That's been my week so far, and then of course I've been playing video games. I started playing Fallout 3 again because
nice.
It's all the rage.
Yeah. So all the Fallouts.
I watched the Fallout show and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get back into Fallout. And so I started playing Fallout 3. Next week, I'm gonna be playing Fallout 76 on stream. So come check that out. We're going to be playing Fallout. Well, I'm going to be playing Fallout 76. You're going to be off on
an adventure.
You're going to be off an adventure in Korea, Japan, wherever you're going. In both places, right? So
yeah.
South Korea and Japan is where you're going. So
yep.
I'll be living my life in Fallout 76 in the wasteland, the Appalachia. I believe it's in the Appalachia. Yeah, West Virginia. It's based in West Virginia, I believe. Might be wrong.
Okay.
I might be wrong on Fallout 76. Pretty sure it's based in West Virginia.
Nice.
But yeah, that's me. What games have you been playing in this past week? These last few days, you've been playing a lot of Overwatch because of the new season, right?
Yes. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch because of the new season. Trying to figure out what I want to do. Mostly support, a lot of support stuff. I'm really just working through the battle pass, and it's been fun. Actually, the day of this recording, they released Mirror Watch, which is kind of like a take on the story, which we'll talk about more. I'm trying to think, if we're recording this episode, you probably would have already heard me talk about it in an episode. Yeah. So, but at the day of this recording, they had just dropped Mirror Watch, where basically the characters, the good old switcheroo, good people turn bad or bad people and good, vice versa. And then everyone's abilities are interchanged and switched. And so they all do different things. I haven't had a chance to play any Overwatch today just because I've been busy. And so I did want to check it out a little bit just to see what the hype up is about. But that dropped. But besides Overwatch 2, I've been playing a little bit of Diablo 4 on my own. Taking my character. Yeah, I know. Because it literally, I enjoy it so much. You said this on stream when we were live streaming it, but it's literally just turn your brain off and just go dungeon diving and just go take care of all that, level up your character and stuff like that. And I've been having a blast doing that. And I'm like, oh, this is so much fun. And so,
are you following the story, or are you just turning your brain off and just playing?
I'm trying to follow the story, but then what happens is I'll do a couple story missions and then I'll go, oh, wait, let's do a bunch of these side missions. I'll go do that. And then after that, I'll be like, wait, there's a dungeon over here. Let me go in this dungeon real quick. And then eventually I'll work my way back to the story. But I am trying to follow it, that Lilith is coming back and she's taking over and she's like trying to basically raise hell and all this stuff. And I can't remember what part of the story. I'm about to go back into it, to the mission of the story. But the last thing, I think I'm trying to meet somebody up in some mountain. I can't remember exactly where. But I've been having a blast with that. And then outside of that, played a little bit of Helldivers 2 on a stream on Twitch. And then I want to say, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
Nice. Yeah, so you're addicted to Diablo now. It's good. You know, I told you that would happen. I straight up said, hey man,
it's fun.
Start
it's
playing,
really fun.
when you start playing, you're gonna get addicted. I told you.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. One other game I've been playing on stream. I started my on my personal stream on Twitch. I've started playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Nice.
I'm doing a Dark Urge playthrough.
Okay.
Dark Urge is the evil essentially playthrough.
Okay.
I guess you could play it as like you're resisting your dark urges, because the game will give you like specific prompts, like spoiler, when you meet Gale, you know, when Gale's like sticking his hand through the portal, there's an option where it's like it's italicized and like you fantasize about mauling the hand off or whatever it is, and you click that option, you cut off Gale's hand, and he's dead. He's not in the game anymore. So Gale's not in my game anymore. I just have a severed hand.
Jeez.
And I'm being like a true psychopath in this game.
Yeah.
This does not have a reflection of me, so please, nobody take this as a reflection of me. This is my character in the game. I've been collecting the bodies of everybody I murder.
Jesus.
I've just been shoving them. So I have Gale's hand. Did you ever get to the grove and see that squirrel timber?
Yeah.
It attacks your feet. I kicked it. It's dead.
Jesus.
It's now living in the box. I just randomly killed a gnome for no reason. Or not a gnome. He was a halfling. Findle. His name was Findle. You find him in like a cave being surrounded by goblins. I killed all the goblins, and then I killed him.
Jesus.
Just for the fun of it. There's no reason not to kill. There was no reason to let him live.
God.
I mean, Doc Urgis, you know. Karlach is also dead. My wife, the love of my life. I did kill her in this playthrough.
Jeez.
So the only people that are still alive right now in my party, Astarion, Shadowheart, and Lae'zel. I'm so close to just killing off Will. I don't know if you know who Will is. I'm just so close to killing him off because I just hate him. He's just annoying me right now.
Yeah,
I think it's because I'm playing as a Dark Urge, and then he just hates everything I'm doing. And then it's like, dude, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Okay. So I might just kill him off too and just be done with it and put his body in the box with everybody else. Yeah. So that's my playthrough on my stream. I'm going full chaotic. I have a little twist on it too, where I am playing as a wild magic sorcerer. And so wild magic sorcerer has a really cool, fun, not ideal, thing called wild surges, where wild magic sorcerers, when you have a wild surge, something random happens.
Okay.
And it can be beneficial. It can be harmful.
Okay.
So far, I haven't had anything horribly go wrong. Yeah. But like you can like summon like devils and type things and stuff like that, and the devils will attack everybody. So like, or you can drop a fireball on yourself and like kill yourself and everybody around you. That's that's some of those stuff you can do. I haven't had anything horrible happen. I think the worst thing that happened, and it happened today, I casted magic missile on Karlach to kill her. And I had a wild surge and I turned into a sheep. After it. And so my character was a sheep for like a round while we were trying to kill Karlach. So yeah, it's fun. The wild magic, like if you want to just like have fun and see what chaos you can have, be a wild magic sorcerer in Baldur's Gate 3, because like random shit will happen. And so I'm combining that with Dark Urge to just really have a chaotic sort of playthrough where it's evil and chaotic and just random shit happening everywhere. Still in Act 1, but yeah.
Nice.
So that's my thing. That's my playthrough. So if you guys want to watch that, check out on my stream on Twitch. at Solitary
Nice.
Chess. But enough about that. Let's talk about some fun stuff. We have 3 topics to talk about today. One of them, topic 1. Are we too old to be playing video games, Al? That's the first topic. So the second topic is, should developers get tips? A former developer for Blizzard, Mike Ybarra, had a tweet out that got some people buzzing. He said, at the end of the game, I often thought, I wish I could. At the end of the game, I've often thought, I wish I could give these folks another 10 or 20 because it was worth more than my initial 70, and they didn't try to nickel and dime me every second. Games like HCD, God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, BG3, etc. So essentially, he's saying tip them. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more, and I'll bring this tweet back up. And then the third one is, are you drawn to cozy games? The reason I asked this is because earlier this week, Tales of the Shire dropped their trailer. Tales of the Shire is the latest little cozy farming simulator thing, because there's a plethora of those out there. And so I was curious, do you like these kinds of games? Do you like these cozy games? And so I wanted to ask you about that. So, El, which topic do you want to start with? Do you want to start with, are we too old to play video games? Should developers get tips? Or are you drawn to cozy games? What is it, El? Where do you want to go?
Are we too old to play video games for 5,000, please?
All right. Are we too old to play video games? The answer is fuck no. There, that's simple. We don't even have to.
Moving on.
We don't even have to discuss this. But no, seriously, this is a conversation that I've seen like on Twitter. I've seen people post videos on TikTok being like, I don't feel bad for playing, or should I feel bad about being playing video games or whatever? Like they make TikTok videos, they make tweets about it and stuff, and it's like, why are people doing this? Like, why is this a thing? Like, why should we be ashamed that we are 34, 35 years old playing video games? I think for me, like, I'm probably never going to stop playing video games.
No, agreed.
My father, who is 65, 66, he's been playing video games longer than I have been born. So like he's playing video games all the way back in like the early 80s and 70s, like in arcades and stuff. So, and my dad still plays video games. So it's like, I doubt I will ever stop playing video games. I grew up with video games. So it's like, why should I be ashamed of that?
Yeah, no, exactly. I agree. It's one of those things where I foresee myself always playing video games, just because I enjoy them. It's most of the time, because I've seen videos like that on social media too, where they talk about, feeling bad, you should not be playing video games past a certain age. Most of the time, what I attribute that to is to them. One, they probably don't even enjoy video games, which is fine, because there are going to be people who just don't enjoy playing games, which I understand. That makes sense. To each their own. Everyone's going to have their own thing. But also, too, they're speaking, I think, from my personal opinion, from a place of unfamiliarity, where they just don't know like a lot. It's one of those things. It reminds me of the way that older generations, or like boomers and stuff, when the new kids were coming up, like the children, and they were into these things that they had no understanding. They're like, why are you into this? You should be working a job and supporting a family and doing a thing that they don't know. And so they're out of their range of knowledge. And so plus, I think that there's so many benefits to video games. I can also, with everything, there's also good pros and cons, but like video games, just how much of a benefit that they give your brain, like whether it comes to like focus, cognition, reducing anxiety, even socializing with other people. Always, of course, pros and cons. It's not always a great socialization depending on the game you're playing, but still there are a lot of friendships were made in video games, like over video games online, and meeting people who you would have otherwise never ever met. Because they live in different parts of the world, And so a lot of the time, man, like I just attribute it to that. I think that they don't know, or they're just trying to do something for like clicks or something, just because it'll get people riled up and it'll get people going, Yeah,
9 out of 10 times I'm just like, oh yeah, they're just doing this for bait. Like they just want people to, because controvert, like you tweet anything out, people, even with the slightest controversy, will flock to it and be like, no, this, blah, 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 blah. Exactly. So like, But I do think there is like something worth discussing here too. Like, I completely like agree with you. Like, some people just don't like video games. I think, you know, as you get older, you do have more responsibilities as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you start a family, like you're going to naturally drift away. And so I don't necessarily think that means you should stop playing video games or anything like that. You know, plenty of people have kids and they play video games and stuff. But like, I can completely understand someone saying, oh, I'm not going to play video games anymore so I can focus on my family. Like, I can understand that. I can understand someone saying, I want to focus on, you know, my career. I want to go, I want to get healthy and not just sit in front of a computer all the time. And I will find alternative ways to do. Like, I understand reasons for why you wouldn't game. Yeah. But I don't understand, you know, the 1 out of 10 times people are serious, being like putting other people down for playing video games when they're actually serious. It's like, I don't understand why you're doing that when it is something for me. Like, video games for me are I'm just going to relax. I just want to relax. It's why I've stopped playing like hyper competitive games, because that stuff stresses me out. I don't play Overwatch at all because it does not relax me. It just drives me insane. So, because I get frustrated very easily. Like, you hear it all the time when I play Helldivers with you, where I'm just like, fuck this game. And like, that is my way of like, I'm frustrated, but also it's my time of relaxing. Cause like, even though I sound frustrated, it's more of just like, fuck, God dang it, I didn't want to die. Yeah. I'm still having fun. I'm still relaxed and stuff. Cause I'm still like 10 seconds later, I'll make a stupid joke. Exactly. That, like makes no sense and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, for me, video games are just there for me to relax. And so like, yeah, man, this is such a dumb topic that I don't understand why people get upset about it so much. Also, mind your own business. If I want to play video games, let me play video games. Like, what? How is me playing a video game affecting you in your life? Like,
very true. Yeah, because it doesn't affect you unless you're playing the same game that, you know, we're playing, or that you're, you know, within the same thing. Because outside of that, we're nowhere affecting you at all. We're just on there. We're online, you know, that's all it is. We're just talking to ourselves, or we're playing a solo, you know, game, or we're playing with others, and so on and so forth. And so I think people just get bothered. Also too, it could be that people get upset because some people, it's that whole thing of like, when someone finds something that they really enjoy and they like can go to constantly and be like, oh, I'm having such a great time. Maybe they're not having a great time at the moment in their life, with whether it be, you know, a career, job, or they themselves don't have something to kind of release stress or get away from, maybe, you know, some problems that they don't want to deal with. And so it could be a little bit of I don't want to say envy, because it seems like the right word, but it seems like a very harsh word. Maybe a little bit of jealousy or something of like, I wish I had something that I could go to, you know. And I think it's just a little bit of immaturity at the end of the day, of like not being like, first it should just be like, well, this is none of my business. You know, who am I to tell someone what to do, how to spend their time, you know, how to go on about their day. And but I think they haven't figured that part out yet, you know? Yeah.
It's just so funny to me. And
I definitely. It's very
for some
funny.
reason, I don't know why I've started getting like, I think it's just the algorithm. You know, like on TikTok, you watch one video, then suddenly you're getting 20 videos of the same thing, of a bunch of like echo chamber bullshit where people are just like, you shouldn't be doing this. You should be doing this. You're 30. If you're in your 30s, stop playing video games and go actually outside and touch grass. I'm like, I will touch grass whenever I fucking feel like it. Okay? Yeah. I don't need some random ass person on TikTok telling me this shit. Also, TikTok is going away, so I never have to deal with it again.
It reminds me of I saw a video today that made me laugh, because it's like everyone, because when you get you watch one video, you start getting more of them. It makes me think of there's people like to feel that they're right and that they know what's right, and then it's funny because I think someone made a video of like, there's one video of someone saying it had something to do with like working out or being on a diet. And then like, if you want to lose weight, this is what you do. Don't drink water. Another person, you should drink a lot of water. Another person, you should eat very healthy foods. And then another person, like, you should eat nothing but meat. And it's just all these different things of people feeling like they're right, and everyone's coming from a different perspective, when really in reality, everybody's different and everything affects everybody differently. And so it's like, but everybody talks as if they feel like they know that they're right and what their way is like the best way. I think that's ultimately what is the issue. Because to go back, hey, if video games is not for you, that's for you. Cool. But us, we love playing video games. They're fun. We played them since we were younger, little kids. And it just stuck with us, the same way that, we do. You write, I make music when I'm not playing, and we enjoy it. It's kind of an outlet. And maybe people like that just need to figure out what their outlet is.
I had a moment just now where I was like, you were like, you right? I do cocaine. That's what I thought you were going to say. I was like, man, those are drastically different things, Al. Those are drastically different things. That's where my brain's at right now.
Hilarious. No, you're good. You're good.
Just to make sure everybody knows this, El does not do cocaine as far as I know.
I do not. I don't do any hard drugs like that.
But in my brain, I imagine him saying that.
Exactly. So. Hey, but yeah, so it's just like, I think most of the time, I just feel like people are just like, rage baiting, and they just want people to get upset. That's all it is.
They're just doing it for cheap. A lot of time. Just cheap clicks and likes and stuff, trying to get eyes on you, and then
exactly.
Yeah. It's stupid. We live in a weird society with that, like where social media is like the dominant thing. That's why, we do this podcast, I stream and stuff, and like, man, social media is my kryptonite because I don't like going on. I don't like interacting with people. My antisocial behavior extends to social media too. So I'm such a weird person.
I get it. But, so it can be very overwhelming. I enjoy it sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's funny to see other people who are funny or into games and they do stuff. But sometimes it can be a lot. It can be very overwhelming. Even just like certain things, there are certain times I have to be like, yeah, let me put this away. Just let me focus on my own world.
Yeah, let me enjoy what I enjoy, please.
Exactly.
And it goes back to like, the 70s and 70s and 80s and stuff, like back in the 70s, 80s when D&D was like on the rise. It was people were like, "Oh, that's demon shit. Don't do that."
Yeah,
it was like, dude, there's nothing anywhere close to that. Like, come on, guys. I mean, that's you get a snapshot of that in like Stranger Things, but it's just like, man, just let people. If it's not hurting anybody, then
exactly,
what does it matter? Like, humanity has a history of being weird and making weird ass shit, and we just happen to live in a time where technology is everywhere, and any dum-dum on the internet can
talk,
say whatever the fuck they want, and do whatever it is. And sometimes it's not even a dum-dum. Sometimes it's just an AI bot that someone created just tweeting out random shit. So again, which I don't really understand. I don't know if you've seen like the story. There's like a news article I need to find where it's like about the dead internet, where it's just a bunch of bots that are just like replying to each other. And it's just like this loop, like you can find it on like Twitter and stuff like that, where it's it's very clearly bots just like responding to each other over and over again.
That's so weird.
It's a fascinating thing. And like, and it's something that's only happened recently. Like it had like where it's just, like the number of bots, and somehow these bots all just found each other and they're just talking
crazy.
And now they're just talking to each other. And so it's like called the dead internet or something like that. It's so fascinating to me. So we're like hitting in that direction where we're going to have so much junk that it's
probably.
I mean, we're already in like the weird misinformation age right now too, which we don't even need to get into. But anyways, I veered off course here. Sorry, everybody.
All good.
Let's move on over to, should developers get tips? Bringing back to Mike Ybarra, I'm going to read his tweet in full here. He tweeted this out on April 10th of 2024. I've thought about this idea for a while as a player, since I've been diving into single player games lately. When I beat a game, there are some that just leave me in awe of how amazing the experience was. At the end of the game, I've often thought, I wish I could give these folks another 10 or 20 because it was worth more than my initial 70, and they didn't try to nickel and dime me every second. Games like HZD, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring, etc. I know 70 is already a lot, but it's an option at the end of the game. I wish I had at times. Some games are that special. I know most will dislike this idea. Smiley face. He added a smiley face. By the way, I realize we are tired. By the way, I realize we are tired of tipping and everything else, but I view this different from a pressure to tip type scenario, mini face, and give feedback on. I'm not really sure I understand this last part, but I view this different. Oh, I view this different from
I gotcha.
the tipping culture.
Tipping culture,
Yeah. So, El, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with Mike Ybarra?
No, I don't agree with that person because that doesn't make any sense. This makes no sense whatsoever to me. I understand maybe the sentiment that he's trying to do, but to go the way he's going about it, or they're going about it, is the wrong way to go about it, in my opinion. The reason why I say that is because most of the time, sure, you want to tip, but I promise you, this tip is never going to be given to the people, to the proper people for the creators of the game. It's never going to reach them ever.
It's never going to reach them at all.
It'll never get to them. They'll never ever receive in it. You know, they'll be like, like the developer will be like, we made this, you know, however 100,000 in tips. That's going straight to the company. That's not going anywhere. That's going to the executives and stockholders and stuff like that. It's not going to the individuals that are who creating it and putting in the time, the labor, the dedication, the hours into it. It's never going to reach them. Unless you have an option like to, you know, when the credits are rolling, pause the credits, click on someone's name, tip them $10, tip the, and like there's depending on the size of the game, depending on what game it is, there can be anywhere from like one person working on a game to thousands, you know, like not just the development team, but then you have like the game testers and stuff like that. So then it's like, who do you decide gets what tip and all that stuff, even if they do it. But are you telling me right now, El, are you telling me right now that you don't want to go and tip Overwatch? With how much you play it, you don't want to just go, here's an extra $10. I already pay this battle pass every month, every season or whatever. Here's another $20. Have fun. You're telling me you don't want to do that? This is Mike Ybarra. He was with Blizzard. Come on. No, I think it would be better suited your example of like, if I could select the people, I'm like, you guys did great. This is amazing. You know, go through the credits or scene like that, you know. Or support them through, you know, if they have other sort of endeavors and things like that.
Like if they publish art on the side or something, you know, like,
or something like that. That'd be cool. Like, I think that'd be amazing because, you know, because if you just tip them, I mean, you basically tip them with the battle pass that you get every season. That's what you're doing.
They don't see that money either. What are you talking about?
But I feel like I understand the sentiment that Mike Ybarra is saying, but I think that the best way to support the people who are creating the game is just pay them more. The company should pay them more, give them a raise. Like if the game does so well,
people off and, you know, talking about how
laying people off,
and stop giving the stupid, you know, I mean, I know it's like corporate speak and stuff being like, we're so sorry we have to let all these people go. Money. Exactly. But we did it for money. They're just like, yeah, we know. Like, just say, granted, they don't say it straight up like that, but it's like, no, just say it's because you're of money. And you're paying your fucking executives nearly, oftentimes triple what the average person is making in your company. It's like, just, you know, why can't the executives take a hit? Why does it have to be like the lower people?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Capitalism, baby.
Exactly. I'm like, man, no, like, let everybody else keep their jobs, give them a pay raise. The executive can take a little bit of a hit. Like, it's like, you know, at what point do you go, you know, it doesn't make sense to me, the amount of money that executives get paid, because, you know, they're trying to keep up with a certain lifestyle that they have and stuff. Whereas other people are just trying to get by and just trying to make a living out of something that, you know, that they love in a career. And, no, they should definitely like just pay the workers more. Pay them more. You can afford a couple more dollars to pay them. You definitely can.
Well, that means more people are going to get laid off. If you pay more people, if you pay people more, then we're going to have to lay people off, and then we're going to also have to give you more responsibilities. So then you're going to just still not make enough because you have more responsibilities.
God,
it's a never-ending cycle, dude. It's like it's a circular cycle, and it's like the whole argument because it's not just like video game industry. It's all
it's all industry.
So
yeah, definitely. It sucks, you know. I understand that, but yeah, that money's never getting to the right people ever.
Yeah, they're not. It's always something's fishy is always going to happen. I mean,
of course.
Like I don't think it's feasible to have like my idea where you pause the credits and click on someone's name.
Exactly.
I don't think that's feasible.
That won't ever happen.
At any way. And even if there's like a tip developers at the end of like, you see that option on a menu. If I ever saw that on a game, I'd be like, I'd be very confused.
I was like, I don't trust this. I don't think it will. You know?
I don't think I'm going to click on that. But like, but now this is out there. Do you think developers are going to try this? Like, could you see this happening now that this is out there? Because Mike Ybarra was a high executive of Blizzard. And then, when it merged with Microsoft, he technically was there to oversee it and stuff and all that, and was an executive in Microsoft and all that. Even before that too, I believe, right? Yeah. Like even before he went to Blizzard, he was with Microsoft at some point. Yeah. I don't know his full history, but like he was a high executive in both of these companies and stuff. So like, could you see companies being like, you know what, that's a good idea?
I could definitely. I wouldn't put it past any company to like do it, just because there's probably, as soon as he said that, I kid you not, before he even said that, there were executives like, that's, we could do this. There were already people probably thinking about it, trying to figure out a way to how to present it in a way where it's not saying like, give us money outright directly. They were probably already like, how can we make more money? How can we, not necessarily the company, but me, the executive, how can I make more money? What's a way to word this, and trying to talk to some marketing person, like, how can we word this to where I can get more money? You'll get a little money, but I'll get most of it. I wouldn't put it past it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Someone tips us $10. We'll give everybody a quarter of a cent.
Exactly.
This is you won't even get a penny. You'll get like 0.0000000001, and it'd be like, there's your tip, guys. Good job.
Exactly.
Maybe eventually it'll reach a penny, but like,
maybe. But
they will find some shady way to make it like where it's just like a percentile of a cent. So
exactly. Yeah, they'll figure something out, and they'll be like, "What? We are tipping." We
are
workers.
passing the tips on. We are giving it to them. We just have to take our 99.9999% of it, because we're maintaining all of this, like we have to. Yeah. That will most likely happen. If I had to predict a company that would do this, I would say Ubisoft. Probably, Ubisoft, EA, like one of the big ones that people already dislike. I mean, I don't actually think this would ever happen.
Yeah.
But it could, like, because it's out there now. When you put something out there, someone somewhere is going to go, huh, maybe.
Exactly.
And like, they probably won't even think of it as like trying to be malicious about it or anything. Mm-hmm. It's just, they're going to just be like, we could try tipping our developers. And that inevitably would lead, I feel like that would inevitably, because we saw it with the restaurant industry, the food industry. The food service industry, where a lot of these restaurants and stuff, the waiters and stuff like that live off of the tips rather than actual. They get paid like what, $1? Like,
$1 something an hour. And the tips is their everything.
Yeah. And I could conceivably see developers, if this theoretically happened, where developers would start being, oh, well, you just got to live off the tips of kind-hearted gamers. And let's not even get into the gamer aspect, because gamers are toxic as fuck. Yeah. Where, like, sorry, all you gamers out there, come here. I need you to come close. I need you to come really close. I need you to listen to these words. Most gamers are good people.
Yeah.
But then there's the very loud ones that are pieces of shit and send death threats and just are toxic as all hell. Please stop.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, the gamer side of it, like, if a person doesn't like the game, then the developers aren't going to get the tips and stuff, like, so, and like
all that like, work and all that time goes just to nowhere.
And I feel like this would just be another avenue for people to be toxic,
Of course.
Like, so like, because like, there would need to be protections in a lot of ways for those tips, because like someone could tip and then be like, oh, actually cancel. That was fraud. It didn't happen. Or so. I know that wouldn't happen, but theoretically that could. And you know, we saw that for a while in like Twitch and stuff a couple years ago, where people were getting like big like donation tip things, and then they would pull it back and like do the whole thing, and like Twitch tried to charge the streamer. Like that was a whole thing, and be like, well, they're the ones who freaking said cancel on that and stuff. So it was like a whole thing. But it's just another way for people to be toxic. So I don't know. Again, I don't think this would ever happen, really, but it is out there, and there is someone somewhere that is going to listen to that and go, how could we implement this? Whether or not they do implement it is another story, but I'm confident that someone somewhere is probably thinking, oh yeah, we should look into this.
Exactly. No, definitely. There's somebody trying to figure out a way to make this work.
Yeah. And it comes down to phrasing, like they, you know,
support the developers.
Like, support our developers. You know, back when DLC was like on the rise, it was like, how extend your game with DLC and all this other stuff. And then we saw how bad DLC could get, you know, with stuff with like EA, like nickel and diming in Battlefield, right? And Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront and stuff. Yeah, Battlefront. Being like charging off the wall prices for stuff. We saw that. And we still see that in a lot of mobile games. And like, I know you love Overwatch, but Overwatch has a microtransaction problem. Yes. Like, I know microtransaction DLC are kind of different now, and more things are microtransaction, but DLC for a while was like such a weird thing for a while. Yeah. I think it started to correct course. I think we are getting like meaty DLC packs and stuff like that in certain games. But yeah. So definitely, you know, it'll be sorry, I burped. It'll be interesting to see if someone ever attempts this. But yeah.
I give it at least someone's going to attempt to do it, you know. And like, what's going to be crazy is like if someone's able to pull it off, because if somebody pulls it off, then the floodgates are going to open up. And it's just that's the thing. But I don't think it'll ever be successful to that point, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of sort of already happens in a way. You know, you got your like Patreons that like help fund games. You got your Kickstarters that help fund games and stuff like that. I get, in a way, you could argue early access is like that, but it depends on what the game. But like, in a way, there's already avenues to support the developers. I think that's the way to look at that, though. Instead of just saying it's tips, but it's an avenue to support the developers, like, you know, like supporting Supergiant Games with Hades 2 when Hades 2 enters early access, and all of that. And then there's been games that have gotten Kickstarters and stuff for Obsidian to fund Pillars of Eternity. They launched a Kickstarter to fund their CRPG they made. I want to say it was like 2015 or something, maybe a little bit before that, where they started a Kickstarter to do that to help fund their games. And they had like they had a whole like credit scene thing with all the names of all their contributors and stuff. So
gotcha.
So in a way, there's already that, but I think that is a little different than just tipping straight up. But yeah,
gotcha.
So, anyways, this is all for me to say that I 100% agree that we should tip in games. Okay. I agree with Mike Ybarra. I feel that too. I feel the sentiment. Oh my God. So it's all a roundabout way for me to just say, yeah, Mike Ybarra is right. I don't actually think that.
Let's start tipping now.
Someone's going to clip that out and just be like, this guy's an idiot. He agrees with Mike Ybarra. I'm like, guys, you obviously didn't listen to the conversation beforehand.
Hilarious.
But moving on to our final topic. Are you drawn to cozy games? Elle, I define cozy games, and I might be wrong in this. I might be wrong in how I define them. There's the obvious ones, which are like the farming simulators, like the Stardew Valleys, the Animal Crossings, all of that. I would also argue that The Sims is cozy. I would argue that like Super Power Wash Simulator, Supermarket Simulator, cozy. Those sort of things are cozy in their own way. I define cozy in a lot of ways as they're not super serious. You're just able to relax. There's not like a super lot of action happening. That's how I would define cozy games. But are you drawn to cozy games, Elle? This is something I'm not really sure I know about you. Do you play a lot of cozy games?
I do play a handful of cozy game, or I have played in the past. Of course, like Power Wash Simulator. I found myself playing that recently, just off stream, not streaming it or anything, just playing it by myself. It's in the same way, even though Diablo necessarily isn't cozy, but it's in the same way where you turn your brain off and you just focus on doing this one task. You know.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with what's the name, Arcade Paradise. The laundry portion of that was like very much cozy. You're just literally washing these clothes, putting them in the dryer, take them out, fold them. That's all you're doing over and over and over. I played a little bit of what's the Lawnmower Simulator. That's like another very simple, just focus on this one task. What is it, Police Simulator? Things like, I played games like that, and just to kind of like, oh, this is interesting. And so I do like them from time to time because they do serve a purpose, where there'll be a time you're just going on about your day and you have like a bunch of games on your computer, and then you're just like, I don't want to have to focus on a story, or I don't want to have to focus on any sort of aspect of a game where it's going to require me to kind of like time my my button pressing or my button mashing. I just want to turn my brain off and just be able to do this one task very simply. So I do play a handful of them. Yeah.
I am like on and off with cozy games, more so with like farming simulators and stuff. Like, I play Stardew Valley from time to time. I love Ooblets. Our friend Little Dove plays Ooblets as well. It's just a fun, like, it's a mashing of Pokemon meets farming simulator and stuff like that. And it's just a fine time. It's like you're nothing super serious. The Ooblets, they dance instead of actually battle. They have dance battles, which is adorable as hell. But even games like another aspect of cozy games is like the art style too. Like Cassette Beast, I would say is a cozy game. It's like a cozy monster collector, but has a really kind of dark story to it. But it is still cozy based off of the art style and just how like people approach it and stuff. And then of course The Sims. I would always say The Sims is cozy as fuck. Like, definitely. But like there's a whole culture like around this, and like Twitch and TikTok and YouTube and stuff, where they just play or just show videos and share videos of their like cozy playthroughs of whatever it is, whether it's Stardew Valley or Cassette Beast or what have you. And so I'm just I'm not particularly drawn to cozy games. There's a few that I like, and it's not necessarily because they're cozy. It's because I just happen to like aspects of them, like Ooblets. I like the dance battle monster collecting aspect of it. Same with Cassette Beast. I like the monster collecting aspects of it. Stardew Valley has always been a struggle for me because like I just don't really vibe with farming simulators that much. Like doing the farming stuff, I'm not the biggest fan of, but I do like the dating simulator aspect of Stardew Valley, where you can just, try to woo people and stuff, because it makes me think, oh yeah, The Sims. But like The Sims, I think, is the ultimate cozy game for me, where I think that's the one that I can play endlessly and just keep going back to, because like there's just some inherently addicting about The Sims. Definitely. Compared to all the other games. I think there's, I might be wrong on this, correct me if I'm wrong out there. I think there's an infinite amount of replayability to The Sims, just because you're creating your own story, and you can take it as deep as you want it to be, and it can be as cozy as we want it to be and stuff like that. I think there's like a lot of room to play with when it comes to The Sims that other games don't necessarily have. Agreed. No, it's the same. Because I enjoy all the different aspects of them, because I think they just kind of like with everything, they all have a time and place for when you want to play them. Same thing with a game that I played recently. I might be misremembering the name, the City Skyline 2, I think. City Skyline. You're literally just building like a city and trying to make it as great for the residents as much as possible, and making it, a city that just develops and stuff. And that's like a lot of fun. I mean, even to back in the day, to me, which it felt like it was cozy, Roller Coaster Tycoon, playing games like that. Dude, Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's so much fun, and it's like cool to just like, you're basically like in a sandbox, and just like, well, what can we create here? And and it's fun, and sometimes it's cool just to kind of just like you said, playing The Sims, watch what your Sims are doing and saying like, okay, this is like cool, and you just sit there. Because even though I know this requires a little bit of like
planning. Sometimes I would treat that with a Civ. Like when I played Civ back in the day, I'd be like, oh, this is so cool. Just sitting here and doing this and trying to develop your nation into the strongest nation, whichever way you want to go about it. And it felt very cozy. Like, I'm like, okay, let's try this. Let's try that. And just doing that, you know?
The reason I bring all of this up is because Tales of the Shire got a trailer, gameplay reveal trailer. And for those who don't know, I love Lord of the Rings. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. And so this is a farming simulator, life simulator, where you play as a hobbit in the Shire. This is the official blurb. I'm getting this from an IGN article, but they have the official blurb there. Toss your lure to catch trout from the glistening waters of Bywater Pool. Gather wild mushrooms and then use the collected ingredients to bake a succulent pie to serve for luncheon. Luncheon? I don't know. With a full belly, stroll back outside to explore the Shire and build relationships with the Bywater locals by helping them build a garden, sharing one of the many daily hobbit meals, and more. Elle,
Hilarious.
are you interested in playing Tales of the Shire?
Why not? It sounds like it'd be a fun, chill game. I mean, it reminds me of it's like a farming simulator, and so it'd be cool just to kind of turn your brain off and make a lovely home, invite guests over.
So what you're telling me is that you always dreamed of being a hobbit.
Yes, I always did. No,
I've always wanted to be. Ever since I watched Lord of the Rings, read Lord of the Rings, I've always wanted to be the hobbit.
Exactly, but no, it sounds like something chill. Cozy, just play it for a little bit and just relax.
There's something very so I'm looking at the trailer and stuff. There's something very off-putting about the visuals of it, and I can't figure out what it is. Like there's something about it that I look at. I'm just like, it's like it simultaneously cartoony, but also weirdly trying to, I don't know how to explain this. It's not realism that they're going for because it's very cartoony, but there's something about the cartooniness of it that's making me go, huh. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to review and come out and stuff. Whether or not I play it's going to be dictated on a number of factors. Going to be how much it's going to cost. And then whether or not it reviews well.
Maybe it'll review well.
At minimum, it has to get above. It has to get at least 65 or above for me. So
maybe it'll come to Game Pass.
Yeah. One of the comments. I scrolled down to the comments on IGN. One of them. This is from. I'm not going to name them. But there says sounds about as much fun as the Gollum game. Let's hope this game is better than the Gollum game.
Oof. Hopefully.
Let's hope this is better than the Gollum game. That game was on sale on PlayStation.
Oh no.
I don't know how long ago, but it was on sale for like $5 or something like that. Maybe it was like $10. And I was tempted. I was like, I looked at it, I was like, do I want to subject myself to this? Myself to this? Play this game? I was tempted. Just to see if it's as bad as people said it was, I just needed to find out. I need to find out.
People. I believe them.
I mean, I believe them too. I've seen gameplay footage. I've watched people play it. So I believe them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this Tales of the Shire. I'm looking forward to the extent that I'm interested in seeing if it does anything new in this cozy game genre. And like cozy games is such a broad term because I feel like you could say anything's cozy.
Very true. It just depends, I think.
Like I'm going to say it right now. Freaking Call of Duty. The coziest game I've ever played in my life. There's no game more cozy than Call of Duty.
Oh, somebody might say that. Somebody might be like, yeah, it's cozy. I'm used to the sounds of the guns going off. Like
it's ASMR to me, man. That's how I fall asleep. I have to.
Oh my God. People fall asleep to rain sounds. They fall asleep to Call of Duty gameplay.
Jeez. I mean, my little cousin, I'm not going to talk about how old he was at the time, but he would have to hear the Rainbow Six Siege. Like he could only fall asleep if he was playing like Rainbow Six Siege for the longest time.
Really?
It was really fucking weird.
That is weird.
Because he would start playing it out like he would come over and he would start playing it, and then it would be like 10:30. He's like, all right, I'm going to bed. I'm like, cool. And then he would go play the game, and I'd be like, what are you doing? He's like, this is the only way I can fall asleep. And so he would play it and then literally fall asleep in a match, and then just stay asleep for the whole rest of the time. I'd have to like go and turn off the TV and stuff because he would just leave it on. Like otherwise it would stay on all night. I'm just like, that's so weird. But for the longest time he was like that. So,
crazy.
But yeah. Anyways, we're getting off track again. Wind us down, El. I got nothing else to say unless you have more thoughts on any of these topics.
No, that's it. I think we've said everything we needed to say. But everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Respawn Please podcast. Make sure to subscribe to our channel here for the video version. You can also take us on the go, available everywhere you get podcasts. Just look up Respawn Please podcast, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get them, will pop up. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Respawn Please podcast. And stay tuned for more things to come from us.
Right. Anime review please. Anime edition's coming back soon. Look at that. We're gonna be reviewing Katara Lives Alone, or whatever the hell that anime is called. I don't know.
Katara Lives Alone. Yep.
Spoiler, I hate it.
Oh no.
I finished it.
Nice.
I did finish it.
Nice.
Did I enjoy it? We'll find out.
Wait till
unless you're basing it off of what I just said. And then the other one is Mashal season 2.
Nice. Go watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. I'm on episode 4, 5 of season 2. So yeah.
Nice.
I'm on the 4th or 5th episode. I stayed up all night watching it last night, actually. I didn't go to bed until like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2:30, around there. Yeah, I started at midnight, so however many episodes I could get.
Crap.
I don't know. I couldn't sleep. Gwen, I was like outside with Gwen, and then I was like, gotcha. Gwen's asleep, but now I'm awake.
Now you're up. So, yeah, makes sense.
So, anyways, but yeah, be on the lookout for that, and then be on the lookout for our next episode of Review Please Video Game Edition, where we review Gris.
Yes.
I don't know why I said it like that. And then after that, we will be reviewing Hellblade 2 and Persona 3 with a twist. With a twist. Because I already love Persona. Like, I'm going to spoil this now, everybody. Persona 3, it's going to probably be up there for my game of the year. So,
yep. Very true.
Anyways, spoiler for everybody. Elle hates it already, though. He already told me.
That is not true. I have not said anything about it. I didn't say anything. So all you Persona fans out there, let's rip him apart because he's a fool. Oh my God. Anyways. All right. Have a good day. See y'all later. Bye. Bye.